Hello, my name is Yuka. Today I would like to share with you what I have given up to survive in Japan. The average annual income of Japanese people has been declining for 20 years. The birth rate has been declining year after year, and in 2023 it was at an all-time low of 1.26. Due to the declining birth rate and aging population, each person's tax burden is increasing year by year. As taxes and prices continue to rise without salary increases, Japan's current situation is that it is difficult to increase one's income even if one works hard. Here are 4 things I have given up in order to continue to live in such a Japan. The first thing I gave up to live in Japan. Living true to yourself. To live, you have to work and get paid. And to work, you have to belong to a company. Japanese people are collectivists, so we are expected to fit in with those around us. We must be careful not to cause trouble for those around us, and we must adapt ourselves so as not to offend them. If you are treated unfairly by your boss or a customer, you must be agreeable and apologize, even if the other person is at fault. It may seem obvious to say what is wrong, or to say you don't like it when someone does something you don't like, but in Japan it is difficult to do so. Often, people who clearly express their opinions and those who cannot adjust to their surroundings are marginalized. In order to work in a company, one's opinions and individuality must be contained and one must be able to blend in with the group. Some people want to work in their own way and start their own businesses or work as freelancers. However, only a handful of people succeed. Unfortunately, I have no talent for business, so I will continue to work in an organization as a company employee. The second thing I gave up to live in Japan. To live a leisurely life in old age. Japan has a pension system. All residents of Japan between the ages of 20 and 60 are enrolled in the system. By paying monthly pension premiums, they can receive the pension they have accumulated when they reach the age of 65. In the past, it was common for people to retire at age 60 and live comfortably on their retirement benefits and pension. Those who could afford it could travel and enjoy their retirement. However, younger generations who are still working are told that they will not receive as much pension as today's elderly, even if they pay a pension. The reason is that the amount of taxes paid has decreased due to lower wages, so the amount of money received will also decrease. Also, taxes are deducted from the pension, and since there is a high possibility that the taxes deducted will increase in the future, the amount of money remaining on hand will actually be less. In other words, it will become difficult to live on the pension alone. If prices continue to rise, the cost of living will also increase, so the pension alone may not be enough. If this happens, you will have to take measures such as saving money for retirement while you are still young and increasing your assets through investments. It would be fine if you could live on that, but even if you retire at age 65, you may have to continue working after that if you do not have enough money. Living a leisurely life in old age is a thing of the past, and in our old age we may have to work until we die. The third thing I gave up in order to survive in Japan. To be valued by the world. The world is a capitalist society, so people who earn a lot of money are called successful, and are evaluated highly. It is the same in Japan. People who join famous companies and receive high remuneration are highly valued. People who build a new large house or live in a tower apartment with high rent are envied. As for cars, people who drive high-grade or foreign cars are said to be great. If they travel frequently or wear luxury brand goods, they are said to be successful. I gave up such success. I did not do well academically and could not get into a good university. After graduation, I had a period of time as a freelancer because I could not get a good job. Now I am a simple factory worker, earning less than the average annual salary. It is not a job that people envy or appreciate. They will never live in a big house, drive a luxury car, or dress up in brand name clothes. Of course, there are people who start their own businesses and become successful even if they do not have an academic background or work for a large company. I, however, chose to live a life that fits my means, rather than strive for the success and recognition that the world may think I deserve. The fourth thing I gave up in order to survive in Japan. A stable job. In Japan, I was told that if I became a regular employee, I would have a secure and stable job. If you become a regular employee, you will not be fired unless something happens to you, and if you continue to work, your salary will automatically increase through the pay raise system. And because of the seniority system, it was commonplace for those who had been with the company for a long time and those who were older to be appointed to more important positions in turn. Japan also has a lifetime employment system in which employees continue to be employed from the time they join the company until retirement. In the past, once you became a full-time employee in Japan, you were secure for the rest of your life. However, now that the Japanese economy is in the doldrums, it is no longer the case that you can't be fired because you are a regular employee. You may be laid off due to poor performance or personnel cutbacks. Even if you are not fired, your salary and bonus may be reduced. Furthermore, with the adoption of a performance-based work ethic, it is no longer the case that one can automatically move up the ladder as one gets older or as long as one has been with a company for a certain number of years. In the past, it was common to continue working for a company until retirement, but it is no longer unusual to change jobs, and the lifetime employment system is said to have collapsed. Of course, full-time employees are more stable than part-time, temporary, or contract workers. However, the Japanese economy will continue to stagnate in the future, and stable jobs will continue to diminish. These days, many people are earning additional income through side jobs and investments in addition to their main source of income, such as full-time employment. In order to survive in Japan, we must abandon the illusion of a stable job and always be prepared for risk. How was it? These are the things I gave up to live in Japan. Japan is an affluent country from a global perspective. Even with low incomes, few people lack food to eat or a place to sleep. However, the Japanese economy will surely shrink in the future, and population decline is inevitable. In order to survive in such a Japan, we need to abandon our ideals and the life we take for granted today. Thanks for watching the video to the end.